In the heart of a lush and vibrant African village, nestled between rolling hills and dense forest, lived a woman named Zola. Zola was renowned far and wide for her breathtaking beauty and unimaginable wealth. Her home was a grand palace, glittering with jewels and adorned with the finest silks, a testament to her opulence. Every man in the village dreamed of marrying her, and every woman admired her, often in envy. Zola's beauty was unparalleled, her skin glowed like polished ivory, and her eyes sparkled with a mesmerizing allure. She had a grace and charm that could captivate anyone. However, behind her enchanting facade lay a dark secret. Zola was not simply a stunning woman, she was a snake woman who, after each marriage, consumed her husbands, leaving no trace of them behind. Despite their mysterious disappearances, Zola's beauty and wealth remained untouched, a testament to her sinister power. The village men, captivated by Zola's allure, constantly talked about her, planning and scheming on how to win her hand. They believed that marrying Zola would bring them immense prestige and wealth. Unbeknownst to them, they were merely pawns in a macabre game played by a woman with a hidden agenda. As time passed, Zola's wealth and beauty only seemed to grow. The village women, enchanted by her radiance and the prosperity that surrounded her, began to seek her out. They visited her grand palace, eager to learn how she maintained such beauty and affluence. Zola, with a knowing smile, shared her secrets, exotic rituals and elaborate beauty treatments that promised to make anyone as stunning and wealthy as she was. Desperate to achieve the same level of splendor, the village women followed Zola's advice diligently. They began to engage in the rituals she described, using rare herbs and performing strange ceremonies. Slowly, they too began to exhibit remarkable changes. Their beauty became almost otherworldly, their wealth increased, and their homes flourished with opulence. But along with their transformation, a disturbing phenomenon began to occur. The village men started noticing that their numbers were dwindling. Fathers, brothers, and friends began disappearing, vanishing without a trace. The remaining men grew increasingly concerned, suspecting that something supernatural was at play. They feared that they had offended the gods of their land and began performing elaborate sacrifices to appease the spirits, hoping to end their misfortune. However, despite their efforts, the disappearances continued. Among the men was Emma, the village drunkard. Known for his wild stories and unreliable tales, Emma's claims were often dismissed. One fateful night, however, as he staggered home from the village tavern, he witnessed a sight that would change the course of their lives. Peeking through a crack in Zola's palace, he saw Zola in her true form, devouring her newest husband with a chilling, serpentine grace. The sight was horrifying, and Emma, though intoxicated, was deeply shocked and terrified. Emma rushed to the village square, trying to tell the others of what he had seen. At first, the villagers dismissed his claims, attributing them to his drunken state. They laughed at him, thinking it was just another one of his fanciful stories. But as more men continued to disappear, the villagers began to reconsider Emma's story. They couldn't ignore the growing evidence of a sinister force at work. Determined to uncover the truth, the village elders devised a plan. They chose a brave man named Kofi to marry Zola, intending to catch her in the act. The plan was to have Kofi's house secretly observed by the village men. They wanted to witness firsthand what truly happened behind the closed doors of Zola's palace. The wedding was a grand affair, with celebrations that lasted for days. Zola, ever the gracious bride, appeared radiant and joyful, while the village watched with bated breath. For 5 days, everything seemed normal, but the villagers knew the real test would come on the 5th night. That evening, as Zola prepared for dinner, her true nature began to reveal itself. She transformed into her serpentine form, her scales shimmering in the dim light. Her eyes glowed with a predatory hunger as she approached her new husband. At that moment, Kofi, who had been waiting for this exact moment, shouted out in terror. His cry pierced the air, and the hidden villagers sprang into action. The village men burst from their hiding places, armed with knives and weapons. They stormed into the palace, confronting Zola in her snake form. A fierce and chaotic battle ensued. The men fought valiantly against Zola and the other snake women who had been living among them in disguise. The fight was intense, with the men's desperation and courage matching the serpentine creatures' cunning and strength. In the end, the men emerged victorious. Zola and her snake allies were defeated and driven away from the village. The remaining women, who had also been transformed by Zola's influence, were forced to flee. The village was left in a state of shock and recovery, but a valuable lesson had been learned. The villagers, now fully aware of the dangers of deception and superficiality, began to rebuild their community with a renewed sense of purpose. They learned to value inner qualities over outward appearances. The village came together, embracing qualities of honesty, kindness, and true affection. They understood that genuine beauty and wealth came not from deceit but from integrity and love. The story of Zola and the Snake Women became a powerful legend passed down through generations. It served as a cautionary tale, reminding the villagers of the importance of looking beyond appearances and valuing the true essence of character. The village thrived once more, guided by the lessons learned from their dark encounter with the Snake Woman, Zola.